We're in our van! We are currently taking everything out of the truck and putting it into our van. If you've ever dreamed with Josiah and I, then it's no surprise to you that converting a van is high on our list. Since moving to Colorado, we've experienced a freedom in dreaming big and finding favor in those things. After much research on the best van types, builds, and use, the perfect van truly fell into our laps. We decided to purchase a RamPromaster high roof for its functionality and fit. We traded in the truck and drove the van home to begin the conversion.
Let's go camping.
The first thing we did was remove the partition between the seats and the back, and we ripped up the old floor. Let's clean her out! Since this was a used van, it was in need of a good deep clean. We spent an entire day scrubbing, vacuuming, and washing down the van.
All right, so now we got everything cleaned out. Next step is there's a few spots that have a little bit of rust and we don't want those to grow, so we're going to get some steel wool in there and then use some Rust-Oleum to cover that up. That way they don't spread. Here we go.
Did you read somewhere that's what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, it just makes it so that oxidation doesn't get to those open spots.
Yeah.
So just
No, I love it.
preserves the life of it.
See, there you got the idea, huh?
Yep.
Once the rust was removed and sprayed, we headed out to our first of many supply runs. This trip, we picked up the supplies for the subfloor, including joists for support along with foam board insulation. To begin the subfloor, we used the 2x2s as joists going lengthwise to create stability for the floor. Between the joists, we cut the foam board to lay perfectly between, creating a layer of added insulation. All right, good morning. Another work day in the van. Today, we are putting down a sound deadener underneath the insulation and the subfloor. This is to absorb sound and vibrations, and I'll show you what we're doing. So we bought this stuff called Kill Mat, and we got a ton of it. It comes in these squares. You measure out where you want it, and you just do every so often on the actual metal of the floor. Absorb sound and vibrations, and then over top of this, we will be putting the insulation. We purchased one box of Kill Mat, a rubber sound dampener, and spread it out around the van, attaching it to the sheet metal on the floor, walls, and ceilings.
So Hannah just finished putting down our Kill Mat on the floor, and so then we put our foam board insulation back on the floor in the pieces we cut, and now we're just going to use some of this great stuff to fill in some of the cracks and gaps and cracks. So there's a few around the wheel well and some of the gaps and whatnot, so we're just going to finish that with the floor.
Now we're going in with this Reflectix tape and taping any seam in the insulation. Once the insulation was in, we laid the plywood to finish off the subfloor. Because we wanted to be able to start using the van as soon as possible, we decided to next lay the floor. We purchased vinyl plank flooring and finished it off with a stopper. And then tap it. Tap it that far?
No, I mean, yeah, you can. Just, there you go. And then just make sure you're angling it up.
This way?
Yep. what's underneath that lip.
So we have just finished the floor, and now we are putting on a toe kick. Is that what it's called?
No. It's okay though.
What's it called?
It's technically like a stair. It's like a floor stop, I guess you could say. Like a floor, so that way nothing slides and just completes the edge.
So now we are putting a floor stop over this edge to close it all up. It's window day.
It's window day. Here are our windows, and we are gonna cut these out and install these windows today. Right. So we're gonna take out this, technically I guess it would be the right panel. I'm gonna drill a hole first so I can get the jigsaw in there, and then we'll cut it around along this, which is super nice that they like have this so you can just cut along it. And then we'll jump outside and we'll clean up out there, and then throw some primer on and install the window. All right, so now what we're gonna do, that we got the window cut out, we're gonna apply just some primer on it so that way it doesn't rust.
So we just used rubbing alcohol to go along the edge to make sure there's no dirt or debris on it. And now he is attaching the rubber liner to cover the edge that we just cut.
All right, now we're gonna put the urethane on. It's a super adhesive for windows. And we're just gonna make a thick border all the way around.
What are you nervous about?
Just don't wanna mess it up. So we'll see.
Looks good right now. All your YouTube knowledge comes to pass here.
Well, let's hope.
Let's see how good these YouTubers really explained it to you. All right.
There we go. All right, now I'm just gonna put a thin layer around the window as well. Okay. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Let's hope. Can you get the air tape ready?
Wow. You just installed a van window.
Now we just let it sit here and dry for about 24 hours to really get a good cure.
Well, I hope it stays up for longer than 24 hours.
Oh, it should stay up forever, hopefully. I hope it stays up in 24 hours too.
Okay, but I'm blown away.
Holy crap. How is it? All right, it looks not too bad.
It looks perfect.
Not quite factory, but hey, that's okay.
It's cheaper than factory.
That's for sure. Let's do this. Round two. Woohoo! 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
So far. We're not done yet.
What you doing?
Just building. Alright, so today is bed platform day. That way we can sleep in it this weekend, hopefully. John's gonna help me out. And we're gonna build it. You'll see.
We began the bed platform by inserting riv nuts into the frame of the van. We then cut a 2x4 to the length that we needed from the back door to the start of the sliding door. We mounted the board using the riv nuts into the side of the van. From there, we cut 5 2x4s to fit perpendicular to the boards attached to the sides. We attached those using the mounting brackets. We installed them across, spacing them 13 inches apart. Once those were all mounted, we put supporting 2x4s into each corner underneath the board attached to the wall. How's it going? This looks really good.
Thanks. John's idea.
We then cut 2 pieces of plywood to fit on top of the bed frame. We screwed the plywood into place and made the bed on top. We have a long way to go in the van, but in the current state it is in, we were able to take it on the road. Make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for next week's video to find where we take the van on our first adventure.